don't mind students, I think you can manage with the second part, so I'm leaving this as an assignment for you. Okay, so it's easy thing which can be done easily. And now let's go to the next. Okay, and the heading for the problem number 5 to 11 is finding inverse of each of the following matrices. 5 to 11 there are around 6 problems, so I will not do all the 6. So what I will do here, I will be doing problem number 5 and problem number 10. 2 problems are enough, I guess. Okay, I will explain for these two. Okay, 6 are there now. Okay, let me just take one more. Let me take 5, 9 and 10. I will be doing 5, 9 and 10. The remaining problems you can manage. Clear? Okay, so let me start with this. Finding inverse, problem number 5. So what is the matrix given to me? It is given as 2, minus 2, 4, 3. First thing what I suggest you write down the formula of finding inverse. Okay, so A inverse is given by 1 by determinant A multiplied by adjoint A. So you need determinant and you need adjoint. So determinant is going to be determinant of 2, minus 2, 4, 3. So on expanding from the first row, it's going to be 6 plus 8 and that's going to be 14. Now what is adjoint? Adjoint I can do it in one step because it's a 2 cross 2 matrix. Interchange these two, 3, 2. Change the sign of these two, 2, minus 4. Close it. Substitute in this formula 1 by 14 multiplied by 3, 2, minus 4, 2. That's it. It's over. If you want, you can multiply 1 by 14 inside to each element. Otherwise, you can quit this. Okay. So that's problem number 5. So let's go for problem number 9. Problem number 9 is given by 2, 1, 3, 4, minus 1, 0, minus 7, 2, 1. For this, I should find out the inverse. Okay. Now, to find the inverse, so as usual, the formula 1 by determinant A multiplied by adjoint. So first I am going to start with matrix of minus. Replace each element by its corresponding minus. Students, I am telling you, if you are not comfortable doing it directly, write down the minus of each element separately, construct matrix of minus, multiply that with sign matrix and then get the cofactor matrix and then get the adjoint. If not, if you are used to it, if you feel that this method is easy, please do it directly. So it's going to be minus 1, 0, so that's minus 1. So for 1 it's going to be 4 and for 3 it's going to be 8 minus 7, that's 1. Okay. Now for second row, so it's going to be 2 minus, so what, 2 minus plus 21 it's going to be, that's 23. Okay. And for minus 1, for 4, one second. So for 4 I should do now for the second row. So it should be 1 minus 6. So that's minus 5. And for minus 1, so it should be 2 plus 21. That's 23. And for 0, it's 4 plus 7. 4 plus 7 will be 11. And for the next row, it's going to be 3. For 2, it's going to be minus 12. For 1, it's going to be minus 2 minus 4. That's going to be minus 6. So as usual, I will multiply the sign matrix. Okay. So this is going to be minus 1, minus 4, 1. So and this will be 5, 23, minus 11, 3, 12, minus 6. So this is called as cofactor matrix. And now take the transpose of this, that will be called as adjoint. So minus 1, 5, 3, minus 4, 23, 12, 1, minus 11, minus 6. This is adjoint. I should still find out the determinant now. I always suggest you to find the determinant first and then go for adjoint. Sometimes you cannot find the inverse. So let's go for the determinant. So 2 multiplied by minus 1 multiplied by 4 plus 3 multiplied by 1. Yeah, fine. Okay. So that's going to be minus 2 minus 4 plus 3. So the determinant value will be minus 3. So substitute in this formula 1 by minus 3 multiplied by the adjoint. Minus 1, 5, 3, minus 4, 23, 12 and 1, minus 11, minus 6. You just need to find out the inverse. But in examination, most of the times they will not give you find inverse as a separate problem. This concept is needed to go for my next concept. So that is solving system of linear equations. Okay, students. So finding inverse is the procedure what I have explained here now. So take the matrix, find out its determinant first, right, and then find out the matrix of minors, cofactors, and then adjoint. Okay, I said problem number 10, but the same procedure has to be repeated. But still, there are next set of problems where I will continue finding inverse. No problem at all. Okay, so 2 problems are enough, I guess. So problem number 12, what they have given us, A is equal to 3, 7, 2, 5 and B equal to 6, 8, 7, 9. Then verify that AB the whole inverse equal to B inverse multiplied by A inverse. One of such kind of problems I have done it in the previous class, so still I will do it for you. So first thing is I want to find out AB. So my first row, first column, so 18 plus 49, correct now? Fine. The next one, 24 plus 63, right. The next 12 plus 35, 16 plus 45. So this is going to be 57 and 67, that is going to be 87, and this will be 47, and now what about this element? This is fine, right? So 16 plus 45, so that's going to be 51 plus 61. Okay, this is a determinant of it. Now let me find out the determinant of this. Determinant of AB is equal to 67 multiplied by 61 minus 87 multiplied by 47. Let me get the value of this. So 67 multiplied by 61. So this is 4087, 80, 87 multiplied by 41. Sorry, 47. 4089. So what's the value will be then? Minus 2. The value of determinant of AB. Correct. Okay. Now what is that I should find? To find this left hand side, I should find out the adjoint of AB. So adjoint of AB, it's a 2 cross 2. I can do it directly. This is AB. The adjoint will be 61 minus 87 minus 47, 67. Therefore, AB the whole inverse equal to 1 by determinant of AB multiplied by adjoint of AB. So that is 1 by minus 2 multiplied by 61 minus 87 minus 47 and 67. Now let me just go and find the right side. Let's go and find out the right side. Now to find the right side, I should find A inverse and B inverse, correct? Now, so determinant of A will be 15 minus 14 will be equal to 1. Adjoint of A equal to 5 minus 7 minus 2, 3. Therefore, A inverse equal to 1 by 1 multiplied by 5 minus 7 minus 2, 3. Right. Then determinant of B equal to, then it's going to be 6 multiplied by 9. So that's going to be 54 minus 7 multiplied by 8. So that's going to be 52. So yeah, that's fine, right? 54 minus 56. Sorry for that. And the value will be minus 2. So what is adjoint B will be now? Adjoint B will be equal to 9 minus 8 minus 7, 6. Therefore, B inverse equal to 1 by minus 2 multiplied by 9 minus 8 minus 7, 6. The rest is to multiply and get the answer, right? I should just multiply A inverse multiplied by B inverse. Okay, sorry, it is B inverse multiplied by A inverse. So what is B inverse? I got it as 1 by minus 2 multiplied by 9 minus 8 minus 7, 6 multiplied by, see, 1 by 1 is 1 itself, so I just need to take this matrix, 5 minus 7 minus 2, 3. So let's keep 1 by minus 2 as it is, because this is what is required for me. So let us go for the product. So it's going to be 9 multiplied by 5, 45 plus 16, correct. And the next one, minus 63 minus 24. Okay, now the next minus 35 minus 12. So 49 plus 18. Yeah, that's okay. So let us simplify these elements. So how much it's going to be? 61 minus 87 minus 47 and 67. So this is my equation number 2 and this is my equation number 2. So the conclusion from 1 and 2, AB the whole inverse can be written as B inverse multiplied by A inverse. So it's a standard result on inverse. AB the whole inverse always can be written as B inverse multiplied by A inverse. Fine, students? Let's go for the next. That's problem number 12 is over. Problem number 13 now. So problem number 13, a matrix is given to us 3, 1, minus 1, 2. Then show that a square minus 5a plus 7i equal to 0. First show this, and after this, using this, you have to find out A inverse. I have done this in the worked example part. So this showing part I will leave it to you. You find out a square, then 5a, 7i, simplify, and you should get 0. But to find inverse, I will help you. Multiply this by A inverse. So what happens to this thing? A inverse multiplied by A square, 5 A inverse multiplied by A, 7 A inverse multiplied by I, A inverse multiplied by 0. That means each term on both sides will be multiplied by A inverse. So A inverse multiplied by A square is A, because just like 2 minus 1 will be 1. Minus 1, and here it will be plus 1, minus 1 plus 1 will be 0. Correct. So this is 5i. Or we have a standard result, A multiplied by A inverse is equal to I. That can be replaced. A inverse multiplied by I will be A inverse, and the right hand side is 0. I want this thing. So that means 7A inverse equal to 5i minus A. 5i meaning 5005. A given to us 3, 1, minus 1, 2. So it's going to be 5 minus 3, 2. That's minus 1. The next one is 1 and the next one is 3. But this is 7A inverse, correct? So A inverse equal to 1 by 7, 2 minus 1, 1, 3. Finding inverse by using the formula, okay, or finding inverse by using the condition, both are different cases, but answers will be same in both the method. So what most of the students will do here, they will show this. Then they will go to the formula of 1 by determinant A multiplied by adjoint. They will find out determinant, they will find out adjoint, they will still get the same answer. But marks will not be given. Marks will be given as 0. So once they say, hence find, or using this find. So what you have to do for the given equation, multiply A inverse, construct a formula to find out A inverse, and then solve it. If you are doing it by formula method, answer will be correct, but marks will not be given. So just take care of this. Okay. See in the 14th one, find the numbers A and B. Just a second. So in 14th problem, one second, I'm just going to write down the matrix which is given there. So matrix what has been given there is 3, 2, 1, 1. Then they said something. Find the numbers A and B such that A square plus A into A plus B into I is equal to 0. This is the condition given to us. Correct, right? So you have to find the numbers A and B in this column. So how should be done? First let us find out A square. So A square is A multiplied by A. You know what to do, okay, but I will give you directly here. the value of a square will be 11, 8, 4, 3. Fine. So let me just take this condition what has been given to us, a square plus a into a plus b into I. By taking this condition, what is the value of a square? Remember, this condition is already 0. So what is a square? 11, 8, 4, 3 plus each element of a is multiplied by a. So this is going to be 3a, 2a, a and a plus b into I, b, 0, 0, b, and that will be equal to 0. That means it's a 0 matrix actually, not just 0. Clear? Okay. Now let me just add up the left hand side. So in the left hand side, 11 plus 3a plus b, first element, then 8 plus 2a plus 0, 8 plus 2a plus 0, right? And the next 4 plus a plus 0, next 3 plus a plus b, correct? And on the right side we have the matrix. Two matrices are equal, that means their corresponding elements also should be equal. I can equate any of this. First let me equate this. 8 plus 2a is equal to 0, 2a is equal to minus 8, or a is equal to minus 4. I got the value of a. Now to find b, I will equate any of the equation which contains b here. So 11 plus 3a plus b equal to 0. I am equating first element on both sides. Let me substitute a value. 11 minus 12 plus b equal to 0 on solving. Fine. Let's move to the next. The last two surely I'm not going to work out the condition. I will just show you finding a inverse, that's it. I'll just give an explanation about the next set of next two problems. I'll not work out, you have to work out because it's been a long time. I'm working each and everything, so let me just give you a little bit of assignment. So for problem number 15, so it is 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, minus 3, 2, minus 1, 3. Okay, fine. Then you have to show that a cube minus 6a square plus 5a plus 11i equal to 0. This you should be doing. I will help you in finding the inverse. Clear? Okay. So after showing this, I have to find the inverse. So once you prove this, what you have to say, multiply by a inverse. Each term is multiplied by a inverse. So a cube multiplied by a inverse. You can multiply anyway in the beginning or after the term, it's okay. Minus 6 a square into a inverse plus 5a multiplied by a inverse, 11i multiplied by a inverse, the right hand side 0 multiplied by a inverse. By using this you have to construct a formula to find out a inverse. So 3 minus 1 will be 2 a square multiplied by a inverse will be a multiplied by a inverse will be I, plus 11 I multiplied by a inverse will be a inverse, and the right hand side will be 0. This is the term which will give me a inverse value. So 11 a inverse equal to, shift these three to right side. First thing you write down the, see this is negative, when you shift it's going to be positive. Write down the positive term first. Then the next one a square, and the next minus 5i. See, when proving this condition you will first find the value of a square, right? So you will get the value of a square from there. 6a, that means multiply each element of this by a, and 5i we know it's a diagonal matrix of order 3 cross 3. So sorry, it's an identity matrix of order 3 cross 3. So my job is, I think, see, you have done enough number of problems of proving this in the matrix also, correct? Prove this, multiply by a inverse, construct this formula, find the value of this, from that you find out a inverse, not by the formula of a inverse. Clear, students? So 16th one is also based on the same concept. I know in this topic, in this exercise I am giving you a few problems for assignment. Please do it. Okay, otherwise if I only keep doing everything, you will be learning very less. Okay, so please sit and practice the problems which I have given it for assignment. Now this exercise is over. Now the last topic, solution of system of linear equations. Students, if you remember, 2x plus 3y is equal to 5 and 4x plus 6y is equal to 10. Okay, fine. We know there are many methods of solving. These are called linear equations because there are two unknowns. Linear because of the powers of the unknowns are 1. So system of linear equations are given. My job is to find out what is the values of x and y. There are many methods of solving. For example, simultaneous system is there, substitution method is there, cross multiplication is there. There are many methods, but they will tell you solve the system of following linear equation by using the determinants. Question number 40 is fixed for this one. Okay, students? Okay, not 40, 41. Okay, 40 will be from matrix. Okay, and 39 is from functions, and this will be from determinants for 5 marks. Each one is for 5 marks. Remember, we have done already these two. Now this is what the thing which we are going to learn today. It's question number 41. Okay, what they will do, they will give you system of linear equations of such kind, then solve it for x and y. Let me just tell you the method of solving. Now before that, there is something which I want to explain. Okay, so what is the procedure exactly it's going to be? So what I will do here, there is something called as consistent and inconsistent. Given a system of equations, there are two things which are possible. The given system can be consistent, the given system can be inconsistent. So when will we say a given system is consistent? If there exists one or more solution for a given problem, okay, then the system is said to be consistent. And if there exists no solution at all, the given system will be called as inconsistent. Clear? So how to do this actually? What they will do here, they will give you a system of equation, can be written as Ax equal to b. Right? First case, if determinant A is not equal to 0, then the given system is said to be consistent and there exists a unique solution. First thing. Second case, if determinant A becomes 0, don't come to the conclusion of inconsistent directly. If determinant A equal to 0, then you find out adjoint B multiplied by A, and if this also equal to 0, don't worry, it's been listed in the EPL, everything is there. I'm not writing any part of theory here, I'm just giving you an explanation. If adjoint B multiplied by adjoint A multiplied by B, if this is equal to 0, then the system is consistent. There exist infinitely many solutions. The third case, if determinant A equal to 0 and if you are finding adjoint A multiplied by B, this is not equal to 0, then in such case the given system is said to be inconsistent. Clear? This is your first set of problems under this topic, checking the consistency. Clear? But let me tell you with examples directly. This explanation is given there in the EPL, so not to worry, you can go through whatever been given. Okay, but I will mainly concentrate on solving the system of linear equations rather than checking the consistency. I will just show you for one problem for consistency. So it is being given as x plus 2y is equal to 2, 2x plus 3y is equal to 3. Right? What is AXB? Something I said. No, let me explain you here now. A is a matrix. Coefficients of x and y. 1, 2, 1, 2. Coefficients of x and y. 2, 3. Then X is a column matrix of the unknowns. Unknowns are x and y. It should be taken in column wise. And B, the constants on the right side. That also should be a column matrix. So the system of equation what has been given will be reduced to 3 matrix. Therefore, the system can be written as A multiplied by x equal to B. If you do, sir, you will be questioning, sir, how, sir? Simple. First row, first column. That's the meaning of matrix multiplication, right? When I multiply first row, first column, what do you get? X plus 2y equal to B. First element of B is 2. So, what I get the first equation? So, second row, first column equated to 3. My second equation. So the given system can be represented in the form of A into x equal to B. Correct now? Then let me take the determinant of the matrix. So 1, 2, 2, 3. Correct. 3 minus 4 equal to minus 1 not equal to 0. Therefore the given system is consistent. If determinant A equal to 0, then you have to go and find out the adjoint, multiply that with B. Then if the result is 0, then the given system is consistent. There exist infinitely many solutions. And if this is not equal to 0, the given system is inconsistent. That's how it should be checked. Okay, students? Okay. Now, the main agenda is studying system of linear equations. So what I do here, worked examples I'm not going to concentrate. Okay, so instead of that, let me just help you in solving the exercise problems. See, 1 to 6, checking consistency. I told you what to do for 1 to 6. Please carry on with that. Okay, let me help you in learning the exact 5 mark. That is problem number 41 in the main examination. So the first thing, problem number 7, I'm going to start. Almost all the, not almost all, everything is the same actually. You do worked examples or you go to the exercise problems, everything is the same.